and discussing with the rest of the teachers. So the next person coming for the next unit or the next subject, the next person will be like, are you Kyoko? Are you Prince? Are you? And then you're like, how do you know me? Actually, you know, I'm hearing your stories. I need to know you. So you've already put the attitude that you have for me with another teacher. So now, in that case, I have like all the teachers that are teaching me with that attitude that you went, or the beef that you went and shared with them. Because you like, how do this teacher know me? And then, so you, back of the mind, you know, absolutely I was discussed somewhere.
And that also comes in with confidentiality. Some teachers do struggle with confidentiality so much. So thank you for joining us and welcome to the season 3 of the episode 1 of the Chat podcast. And today we start with a crucial topic, that is the role of teachers in student failure is a blame fair. So what do you suggest, if this is actually correct or this is actually wrong? So yeah,
I feel like the blame is fair because it on how you take on the knowledge from the teacher to a student. It depends on the relationship. First of all, it depends on the relationship that you have with the teacher, so as you can take it, because there's no way that we have a bad relationship with you and you want me to sit down for some kind of 45 or whatever hours listening to you.
okay.
Yeah, so I feel the blame is fair.
Appropriately. At some point kuna walimu wana, they are going on beyond extent of measures. Literally, you know, we are not all the same. Naweza kuamini elewa mimi slow learner when you catch up with stuff haraka, and every teacher will want us to catch up like hivyo haraka quickly because they want to move on to the next stuff. Literally, I think the connection within the relationship in between teachers and students bado will matter in between hivyo vile wase wata capture with content or not. Two, the comments that teachers give to students. For instance, we have some tests, then I failed and everyone else made it, so you're like, why are you the one who's failing? So literally you should be giving me that psych, the next time you're going to do this, you're going to make it. Exactly.
Like how should you, or how enough can you arrange papers from the last one to the past one? You know, when a teacher does so, you get into a point where you feel like, oh, he has been called, so I'm the next person to be called automatically. So I agree with him.
Someone texted before and he was like, he had a teacher in high school mwenye wakifanya test alikuwa like, it's like anamonolize na wewe ama anamshusha. So I used to tell him every time wanatokea kwa test, like, I know you're always going to be the lowest. You know, so the kind of comments that teachers give to us after test and everything,
assumptions.
I think that will affect students. Ukikosa kunipa hiyo psych na ni mwalimu wangu, at the end of the day I'll be like, if the teacher cannot give me that motivation, then I think I'm not going to make it.
And even when the teacher is biased and discriminate to the student, even this one implies to the student, you cannot tell me like this certain teacher has a beef, tukona beef na yeye. Sasa unaona, like I will not be able to listen to her or him.
Some teachers find it hard to solve beefs. That beef point is actually the main. You know, you came to school, a new student, you got into a misunderstanding with the teacher, and the teacher decides to keep it as a grudge. Some may lead to worse scenario cases in that utapata the teacher decides to drop your marks only because you have a beef with her. The teacher decides to chase you out of her class only because you have a beef with her. The teacher decides not to actually appreciate you in case you have done anything promising or anything good only because you have a beef with her, you know.
Or else you find a teacher where like she comes in with her or his attitude. Like you have problems at home and then you're bringing it on us. This happens kwanza if the woman, maybe the lady teacher is pregnant. Yo, you'll suffer. Guys, I experienced a class during my high school time that there was a particular teacher who was pregnant, and let me tell you, those students suffered in the hands of that teacher just because she's pregnant. And I feel like the government should bring a law where, like, if you're pregnant, just go home and come back after go home and come back after you've given birth. because you bring the attitude to us. You want to beat us. You want to throw the books away just because you have that attitude.
You want to chase me out of your class just because they say that mimba yangu ingiani na wewe, you know.
I also think that at some point she talked about biasness. Utapata a certain teacher is like positive to some students and negative to
and maybe let's say Makamba and Rakikuyu. Tribalism.
So literally you'll give remarks based on vile unapenda wanafunzi.
In that I remember in my prime times in high school there was this teacher who always used to make assumptions. In that maybe I'm pretty, my name is, you know, ni so and so, she's good in mathematics, so and so, she's good in English. Not only because tunajuaga tu ni ule mtu mmoja ndio she usually passes the exams. So hata mwalimu akitaka kumark paper yake, he wouldn't even be confirming if it is right or wrong. Giving just marks only because he assumes that the student is good in this and this. You know.
Okay. I experienced where I saw like a TikTok, and the girl was talking about how she was expelled from her high school. And let me tell you, what brings in the expel is that a new principal is introduced in the school. Then like they bump into each other with the principal, and then the principal has that attitude of, yo, I don't like you, and you know you're wearing a short skirt. The next time, you know, the devil is on working with you. The next time they bump into each other again, and then the principal is like, you know what? I want you to know, we cannot stay both of us in this school. You either go or I go. At the end of the day, the principal is not going anywhere, so the student was expelled.
So in that case, there are some other reasons that we don't have to maybe send students away from school, or rather maybe punish them for something of that sort. You know, you never know the background. Naweza kwa ile dress ama trouser yenye nilibaiwa nikiwa form 1 is the same that mom expects ama dad and expect nitumie to some point so that I'm going to get a replacement for another one. So I don't think that some kind of stuff kama hiyo ita say. Two, issues with maybe fees payment or something like that. So, you can't just send me out of school and mom and dad came to school and said, by this time I'm going to be cleared with your fees in the baki. So you're going to send me out of school before that time. So I don't think it's that fair. Maybe you're not even expect to get some kind of amount of money to clear the fees or so. So it brings out challenge number 2. I want to study, but my mom is not that able. At this point, she's going to get this money. So why don't you allow me study, and then you may chase me home at this time if mom won't fulfill the promise.
You feel
so even there for school fees, this child will be left out. So imagine 2 terms ujengia shule. So tell me how you will recover it.
It's so difficult. You experience in some cases where like because we not in good terms with one teacher, he or she will go out there to the staff room and discuss you with the rest of the teachers. So the next person coming for the next unit or the next subject, the next person will be like, are you Kyoko? Are you Prince? Are you? And then they're like, how do you know me? You know, I'm hearing your stories. I need to know you. So you've already put the attitude that you have for me with another teacher. So now, in that case, I have like all the teachers that are teaching me with that attitude that you went, or the beef that you went and shared with them. Because you like, how do this teacher know me?
Okay.
And then, so you, back of the mind, you know, absolutely I was discussed somewhere.
And that also comes in with confidentiality. Some teachers do struggle with confidentiality so much. Utafind you are in a problem or in a situation where you need someone to talk to. A teacher comes to you, comforts you, and even giving you the assurance that he or she is going to be confidential with their issue. So you end up explaining to him or her, this is my issue, this is my issue, this is the teacher ends up going to discuss your issues with other teachers. And at first he gave you an assurance that I'm going to keep your secrets. So maybe even in worst case scenarios, the teacher will come to class, he'll be like explaining your situation to the other students as an example, and you are there, the teacher is just explaining this, alafu unajua kuna bila atasema kulikuwa na mwanafunzi alikuwa na hii issue na hii issue, ama ni wewe please, anasema ama ni wewe please, just to point you out.
You're using my story to encourage us. What are you doing?
hiyo itakuwa Christina said. Actually there was a story and ilitwitiwa sometimes back. A student was found, you know, is in discipline cases minor kama ujataki nshati. You know, it happened too, unfortunately. Nilikuwa nimetaka but itatoka tu at some point. So this teacher was kind of crazy, sijui alikuja na moods and whatever. So akamwambia God kneel down huko mbele ya office after class nakuja. So imagine ume kneel down mbele ya office, then the next teacher comes out of the office and ako like, why are you kneeling here? And they look at the timetable and they're like, and the next class is mine. I've done my assignment, you know, that kind of unashushwa like here. Then 2 minutes later another comes in, oh, jana ulikuwa noisemaker. Like wanakutafutia tu makosa hakuna, kushingia kwa ofisi wanakuvuruga, like hiyo itashusha esteem yako, ita-imbalance akili yako with studies and the like, hadi wewe mwenyewe utafeel like. So I think at some point walimu who participate sana with students feeling
exactly. Alafu wengine, you know, maybe you are from a humble background. Your parents comes to school, explains her situation to the teachers. So the teacher comes in class only because you are from a humble background. You can't even make noise in class. Utasikia wengine wazazi wao wamekuja hapa begging for you to be in school, begging for us to accept you in our class, but you can't even appreciate making noise here and there, you know.
And even some teachers, they have unrealistic expectation. So like let's say anajua pre-2 sana, kama hii test sema amepata 30, walikuwa expect to na 80, so like anashusha tu hadhi yake, unaona?
No,
so like
okay, I feel you. Like the unrealistic, you know, you can't be good in all subjects. So if I'm not getting history, I'm not getting history, and you cannot do anything about it. I'm good at maths and she's good at something else.
Okay, but at the same point, I don't think we should blame teachers for everything.
Exactly.
At some point utapata kuna vitu zenye we as students tunafanya zenye zinatushusha. For instance, when I was in high school, oh my god. Opi mom na dada wataona. When I was in high school, I used to kukua mzuri tukienda holidays ndo ni feature white. But tukirudi shule mimi ni student wa kusneak out.
Okay.
You know,
nalala preps.
Tunakuja na drugs shule. Sijui mara utaki kuosha shati, so unachukua windbreaker, unashonesha kakola hapo juu, utakuosha hiyo peke yake.
That's two problem.
Like you don't want peace in school. So at some point we fail because we are focusing on vitu zingine. Tunasomea boys school, but yote mwenye matoka funky, you want to show the girls that wendo don't Coleon pale wendo kusema. So you lose focus with studies, unaanza kufocus na vitu zingine. Two, unaweza kuwa niko talented with maybe games ama co-curricular activities. Then unapata you focus more on that than studies. At the end of the day, itakuwa vigumu kuzibalance kama you want to be focused with balance in the both. So if you focus with one, definitely you'll fail. So at some point, sioni kama tutablame mwalimu sana juu they might be doing their part but we are failing in our part. Ama point yenyewe you're focusing hivyo vile tumesema una focus na vitu zingine. So mwalimu left a test ama assignment. So yote in assignment si tuko busy tulisneak na masimu, tuko hapo tuna bet, tunafanya vitu, you know. So yote yenyewe ulikuwa ufocus na kukatch up na vitu mwalimu alisema, ndo in case if you fail this assignment kesho utamwambia mwalimu I failed this one, where did I go wrong? Your time ulitumia kufanya vitu zenye make sense. So I think at some point sisi wenyewe tunajitia tu.
But again, I feel okay. I know what you're saying, but sometimes some things happen for it's a way of passing time. Like you do some things, you know, with age. It comes with age. Like there's something I'll do and you'll be like, no, what is she doing? She's being childish. So some things happen with age. Those things of you going funky and you want. Imagine you cannot pass that one. You cannot move the step away.
I got you by the way. I feel, but kulikuwa na hii feeling ya, you know, when you have gone to those functions and you met someone, then msharudi shule, you want to know how you're going to write letters for them tena, maybe keep on. So hiyo time yenye mingi tunaribu na you want to catch up with someone you met on functions and we wasting time with, okay, I focus na kusoma peke yake. That's why kwa timetable I'm so sure kuna time iko scheduled for co-curricular stuff, kuna vitu zilikuwa za PPE, nishasahau hizo zilikuwa nini, zilikuwa za kurefresh akili. Hiyo naelewa, but tuna overdo.
Okay.
Mwalimu wako class anafunza, mimi niko hapo na busy naandikia dem letter.
So you need to balance.
I had one of us saying that attitude si ya mwalimu peke yake. Attitude also nice on our side. I had a problem with my chemistry teacher in high school. Every now and then, pretty why are you failing chemistry? Usijali, kumbe it's me, ni shida zangu mimi mwenyewe. Pretty kuja unione staff room nikufunze ina I can't come only because I have an attitude in this subject. The teacher comes in class, I can't concentrate only because I have an attitude with the teacher. Siwezi fanya assignment yake kwa sababu niko na attitude na yeye. Mzazi akikuuliza what's up, mwalimu ndio shida. What's up, mwalimu ndo shida. So we also fail as students.
But again, okay, I know maybe you cannot blame the attitude sometimes, but if it's not my thing, it's not my thing. Like I loved my math teacher,
So that's
and
what
math
I'm saying.
math has never
I can't stand with you at that.
Imagine I tried even in listening to these people who came around saying that you do maths five times maths per day, and I didn't get it.
That's why we all fail. You have just told in your mindset that I can't do this.
I tried, and it was not my thing.
Actually,
Imagine you get me all rounded.
Uko na hiyo passion pia determines
Passion determines a lot.
talking about mentality and passion, tukiwa before we moved on to high school, kuna wale wasi walikuja na kwambia when wako high school hiyo time uko na mambo una transit to high school, anakwambia bro ukiingia high school unajua physics ni
kwanza biology
nikiingia niko na hiyo feeling ya I'm going to kupata
Na hapo ndo tulipotezwa kabisa.
Exactly.
mimi niliambiwa kwanza by hizo terminologies
Attitude iliingia. Mimi I can't. Hapo ndo terminology nini attitude iliingia, tukasema sasa mimi Julia aliniambia siwezi pass bio, I can't. Julia aliniambia siwezi pass maths, sitaki hata kuconsult, I'm okay with who I am.
Actually hata by the time tuna transit kuchagua hizo masomo you are like fulani told me this one is hard, so ushajiambia kwa akili hata uko like mwalimu wa physics na unajua by the time una transit kuchagua masomo utaifanya, anakuja class unamwambia yeye unajua nisha drop kitu kwa akili, nifanya tu juu I have to do it. So hiyo ungepass lakini juu kuna hiyo mentality ile kwa akili fulani fail, so I'm going to fail.
ama ukiwa na hii mentality ya tuseme kama mimi nilikuwa napenda French so nasema sisomi. Sasa unaona pia inachangia ukifanya unajua umeiva wewe ni pro sasa huwezi fanya.
But let me give you a scenario. In our high school times, there used to be this teacher, history teacher, and whenever like he teaches the classes, he takes like almost everybody takes history instead of geography. So that's why I'm saying the blame is fair. Everybody in our class, I remember it's only one student out of around 60 students. Only one student took geography. So there is that influence with this teacher that makes out of the 60 students, 59 go with the history subject.
Okay. Talking of that point,
because how can you come into a class and then you're sitting in one corner, I mean you're standing on one corner as a teacher, you're teaching the whole lesson standing on that corner. Imagine I'll sleep.
okay.
But different teachers have different ways of conveying the information. Unaweza pata this teacher who walks all over the class, but there's nothing he or she's.
But I'm asking, no, in such a scenario, who is the problem? So that's why I'm telling you that the history teacher has that influence on the student, so that all the students want to go with the subject.
Maybe he was making his classes fun.
And it's not about only our class, like even the people who are like in Form 4, well, Leo is in Form 1, and he used to say it, like even when we got into school, he was like, you know, in my classes, only all of you or maybe one student will go to geography.
Let me tell you.
There's that influence, imagine.
You know, it will depend with subjects matter. Talking about history, history itself is sweet to listen to. Because kupata tu your past and the like, so everyone will be interested with history juu iko na stories in interest. Geography is about vitu zenye relate na happiness whatsoever.
Imagine
sidhani vile mwalimu wa geography will have to balance with kufanya students on bend with, so I have to focus ndo uelewe hii stuff.
Kwa nini basi I'm saying about the classes that he taught, and maybe we were 6 in the block, so you'll find that there is that class where only 10 students went with history, the other went with geography. You also the conveying of the message from the teacher and the relationship of the teacher with the student contributes it. That's where the root of the whole thing is.
And you also have to understand that not every student who went to that history class went because he or she wanted to. Went because of the fear that I'm going to a geography class alone. You know, you also have to understand that. Not everyone went to that class because he wants to study history, but because the teacher is good to him. No.
So I think the social relation in between students and teachers will still matter.
Will matter,
and the students' ability to stand by their choices.
Or you forgetting like the teachers on duty. No, you're the teacher on duty, and then we bump into each other, and then the whole day. I felt like when my day is ruined in the morning, the rest of the day will be ruined.
Yeah.
I am even wishing that let this day end, because you'll find the teacher on duty telling you, where are you going? I'm going to the washroom, and then he play. Where are you going? You've ruined my day. You've ruined my day. And whatever will be taught of the whole day, imagine I won't get anything. And I'll not even be able to focus anything on my preps.
You know, at the end of the day, they won't lose anything.
But then we're the one,
Yeah.
But why were we being being punished for going to the washroom?
Because if you are not doing the right thing at the right time,
Doki, trust you me,
and at
trust
the
you
right
me.
place.
Tulikuwa tuna overdo, like, I want to go to the washroom, but I don't want to go alone. So naambia deski, yo bro, see, you can take me to the loo.
Exactly.
Alafu wako like, yo bro, tulikuwa tunaenda loo. Then tunatoka Mbogi mzima and it's only one person who wanted to go to the loo.
Yeah.
So ilikuwa ina sound kama distraction in a way. Come to campus where you have freedom.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
hata ya kutoka kushika simu.
Yeah.
Literally, because when my phone will ring in the class, hutaamka utoke na mimi tuende kushika simu yangu, si ndio?
Yeah.
But pale high school nataka kutoka niende loo.
But that was like a stupidity of the capacity, you know.
So the teachers had to be
I can
strict,
just
so
say
you had to
that.
be punished for that.
It was just like a stupid thing running around your mind.
I think bado mindset yetu zilikuwa that young.
That young.
We had to do that.
Okay, but in as much as we are blaming teachers, we also have to blame ourselves as students. This remains to be a neutral thing and a great discussion ahead. But you also as teachers, I'm talking to teachers actually. Not all teachers are bad.
Yeah.
Some are good, very good in fact. But to those other teachers who contribute highly to the failure of students, call yourself a meeting. Ask yourself, why am I doing this to my student? To my student, if it was my son or daughter being this thing is being done to her, definitely she would fail. So you as teachers also have to consider that students are the same. That's why you are our parents in school. See, tuliletwa shule tukaambiwa this is going to be your parent. Here in school and at home you have a different parent. So teachers also have to contribute to academic excellence at pia nyingi students. Call yourself a meeting, understand your teachers, follow the rules, do the writing at the right time. Thank you so much.
So you follow, you comment, hapo chini.
Give your views freely.
Exactly. Yeah, so let's meet the next episode. Love you all.
Thank you. Bye.
It's my dog, Dylan.